Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Deep Cuts Reactions and my name's Greg, and this is the last one for today, so I thought I'd just do something. I think it's going to be funny. I mean, that's all it is. But it's somebody named Pete Denahy, and the song is Looking at My Phone, so that's, why, why I wanted to play it. It's got a little video and everything to it. So yeah, I just thought it might be funny. So let's go ahead and listen to Pete Denahy, Looking at My Phone.
I'm sitting at the bus stop and I'm looking at my phone, looking at my phone, looking at my phone. There's people all around me and I'm all alone, looking at my phone. I'm sitting in the movies and I'm looking at my phone, looking at my phone, looking at my phone. I need to check my Facebook while the ads are shown, looking at my phone. I'm sitting at the cafe and I'm looking at my phone, looking at my phone, looking at my phone. I need to send this pic to everyone I've ever known, looking at my phone. I'm sitting in the waiting room looking at my phone, looking at my phone, looking at my phone. Twitter's more important than a friggin' kidney stone, looking at my phone. I'm sitting at the dinner table looking at my phone, looking at my phone, looking at my phone. I've heard you say it's going cold, will you just leave me alone? Looking at my phone. I'm standing in the checkout line looking at my phone, looking at my phone, looking at my phone. I've forgotten what I'm buying 'cause I'm really in the zone, looking at my phone. I'm sitting on the dunny and I'm looking at my phone, looking at my phone, looking at my phone. Playing games of solitaire, look how time has flown, looking at my phone. I can't imagine living without looking at my phone, looking at my phone, looking at my phone. I love and care for all my friends, but always on my own, looking at my phone.
Well, that was pretty funny and pretty real. I mean, it blows my mind a lot in so many ways. One of them is, I see these people walking around looking at their phone or listening to music or whatever. They've got their earbuds in, and situational awareness. No, it's like putting a big sign on you saying, "Come up and knock me in the head and steal my shit," So, I don't know. And yeah, it kind of disconnects you from reality. I'm fairly good about it, but I've noticed that since I started reading my books on the phone, and sometimes I'll watch the comics or political commentary, instead of just being out there smoking a cigarette and tuning into everything that's going on in my backyard, which is a lot better. It's better when I leave it alone and just stand out there. I've noticed, if I'm standing out there just smoking a cigarette, I'll just be standing, and I'm really not moving at all except my hand, and that's it. And when I do that, animals treat me as a just part of the scenery, part of the environment. And I've had birds just fly right in front of me like I'm some stationary object, to the point where I could feel the air from the wings, and it just gives you a little bit different perspective on things, which I probably need more than I get. So anyway, that was fun. Guy's voice is fun, blah blah. It was just an entertaining song. So, what I did catch was some new Australian slang, Denahy. I had no idea that was used. There's been a couple of pieces of slang that I've decided are really great. The best is wanker. I don't think there's anything else that equals that in descriptiveness and meaning, it should be incorporated into American English because it's perfect. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you tomorrow. So hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell and all that good shit, and we will see you guys later. Bye bye.